All right, good morning, Internet. It is August 17th, and here's my daily cryptocurrency journal. Full disclosure, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you're looking for financial advice, make sure you go talk to someone who is licensed, because that's not me. This is just my personal cryptocurrency trading journal. So Bitcoin has been in this redistribution phase, and we've been experiencing this downtrend for about, for about a week now, okay? You can see here was our UTAD, right? And we had last points of supplies right here. And yesterday, we had another last point of supply, some of these here, and we've been in just this very harsh downtrend. We're actually outside of the redistribution structure now. Zooming in on a smaller time frame, you can see this avalanche structure that has been playing out, where we have redistribution after redistribution after redistribution after redistribution, and this has been unrelenting. We have yet to have any sort of bounce that's come to test the upper side of the volume. Just only UTADs and UTs, which have further signaled more of the downtrend. So personally, I think that this avalanche is going to continue until we make it down to either here or to here. If I zoom out onto the hourly time frame, you can kind of see I'm waiting for bounces off the top right here predominantly, but I think we'll also get a bounce right here, which it looks like we kind of have already gotten that bounce right there. But we still have a little bit of a ways to go, but it wouldn't surprise me if we bounced here, at least for a little bit. So on the shorter time frames, I'm kind of looking for some sort of accumulation potentially to come up to the top right here, but my bias is very largely bearish. So even if we do make it up to here, I'm kind of expecting that it would just be another UTAD of some sort before we continue the downtrend, right? Unless we have an extended period of accumulation, that's when I would be willing to consider the possibility of getting a short squeeze to the upside. I do think we'll have a short squeeze at some point because open interest has been increasing substantially all throughout this period. And as price grinds down, you can see open interest is grinding up. So that tells me that there's a lot of shorts in here. And if Bitcoin does catch a bid, I know you have a lot of stops that are throughout here, so you'd probably get a nice move to the upside. If we did get a short squeeze, which I'm not really expecting, at least right now, but maybe in a couple days or maybe next week, I would look to probably a move to at least right here. You could probably even go up to here, or in extreme cases, you could even come up to right here. If we do find a bottom, okay, I think that bottom would probably come around here for the most likely part, or maybe we consolidate here, we wick down here and then continue up. If that's the case, and we do actually make a higher low in the grand scheme of things, then of course I'd like to see us come up out of here with strength, clearing these highs and making way to taking out this high at around 31.9K for Bitcoin. So that's my bias for Bitcoin. I'm bearish. I believe the avalanche downtrend continues. Open interest is increasing significantly. I believe these are shorts piling onto Bitcoin. Okay, I already mentioned where I'm expecting bounces, but I do believe at some point we'll experience a short squeeze for Bitcoin. So the bearish scenario is pretty much what I just said. We continue to sell off hard until we find a bottom around 27.45K. And the bullish scenario for me is that we trade sideways for a short period of time before continuing the downtrend. So I'm not even really expecting much upside here for the bullish scenario, right? Even my bullish scenario is basically just trading sideways because of how aggressive this trend is. There's no reason to fade this yet. I don't think Bitcoin has given any sort of signal that it's ready to reverse. Okay, quick taking a look at the CVDs. You can see both CVDs have been down into the right, futures and spot. It looks like we could be getting a little bit of relief here as futures and spot is starting to level out, and we got a string of liquidations. There does look like there is some form of accumulation going on here. So we'll have to see if this holds, and if we do get a little bit of a bounce, or, well, there you go. We're starting to break through. So, yeah. Okay, and we finally just got that bounce onto this level, the first bounce I was looking for. So I am expecting at least short-term relief here if we don't just nuke straight through this. Gonna wait for accumulation before I make a move of some sort. May or may not take a long. I know that I should probably stick to my bias and only take shorts since my bias is down, more downside. And look at that, you had a very big liquidation right there. So yeah, I do think this probably is going to mark a local bottom of some sort. And we'll have at least a move up to the top side right here. That's kind of what I'm thinking now that we just witnessed that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But okay, what is the Y class structure? We've broken out of the redistribution for Bitcoin. Okay, which coin looks the strongest? Solana looks the strongest to me. As you can see, it's kind of been chopping sideways here, and even after this huge sell-off, you've kind of settled down just at the lows here of this structure, which is really nice to see. It's really looks like Solana's really strong. Yeah, look at that. We got a nice retest of the middle point of this structure. Yeah, that would have been a nice long to take right there, because I think that we are going to at least make a move up to the top side here for Solana now that we just got this retest, potentially making a move up higher to it would be nice to get like a retest of right here. Not expecting too much upside yet until Bitcoin really does turn around, but I think I'm going to look to get involved in a Solana long right now once I'm done with this video, or once I'm done with the section. Okay, which coin looks the weakest? Composition looks the weakest because it's just been down only for about 17 days now, right? Ever since we had this event right here, it's just been down only. If you look at the price action, the relief bounces that it's had has been pretty lackluster. Yeah, it's just not looking very good. What are the Y cost structures for your coins? Okay, all of them are in significant downtrends. Sol is the only one which appear to be in some sort of accumulation. Even XRP has been in a heavy downtrend, right? It's been looking extremely weak. I'm on a 2-hour chart right now. We did get a retest of the tops of these peaks for the Bitcoin pair right now. Okay, this is XRP versus Bitcoins. It's nice that we got these tests because I would expect XRP to make some sort of a relief rally now that we got a significant test. Still waiting for the tops of these peaks to be tested significantly for XRP. Right now on the, as of right now, I'm looking for us to retest the liquidation wick that happened down here. Oh, actually we already did. Never mind. Okay, so I had this area highlighted because I was waiting for XRP to come test this liquidation wick, and it looks like we did here. So I'm looking now for some sort of accumulation. It would be nice to see the spot and the futures bid pick up for XRP so we can actually have like a meaningful move, you know, probably to at least like the top of this range right here. I don't know if we have enough quite yet to make it to the top here, but right now Solana definitely does look the strongest. You can even see already just the strength of this move after retesting the midpoint of this range. But yeah, so that's my thoughts for today. I'll see you guys at the end of the trading day later. All right, it is the end of the trading day, and Bitcoin had an absolutely huge nuke. It fell over about 9%, and there was over $1 billion in liquidations. If you look at some of these altcoins like Solana and XRP, you can see it nuked even more, like 13% on Solana here. For XRP, it was ridiculous, like a ridiculous amount, like almost 30% just on that nuke. So today was a roller coaster. Today was absolutely crazy. Luckily, I was able to get in a Solana short right at the top here, and I was able to write it down for the majority of the move. I didn't get the entire thing, but I mean, it's really difficult to catch the entire move with these liquidation events, but it was executed very well. I was happy with my position. I trailed my stop loss on the way down. It ended up working out. So how did today go? So today was mixed. It was good in terms of profitability, but my execution at the start of the day wasn't the best. However, it improved throughout the day. I tried to take a Solana long in right here. And what made this execution bad is, okay, so I thought we were breaking out. I don't know if you guys remember, but at the start of the day, we had this wick that came down here, right? So I thought that we were breaking out of some sort, So I wanted to get involved in Solana, and I took the long in basically right here, which is like the middle of nowhere. And that's not my rules. My rules is that I need to take longs when the market is in a discount, or take shorts when the market is in a premium of some sort, right? So I took it like in the middle of this range, and then my stop loss was like way down here. So it literally just nuked through, and it was a really bad trade. It was like 86% loss. So that was not good. If I had been a bit better, one thing I could have improved is once the market did start going away from me, you know, I could have just cut the trade as it just continued to grind down when I wasn't going in my favor. I should have cut the trade. I shouldn't have been in this trade necessarily because it went against my daily bias. I mean, we did have a bounce for Solana right here, but the fact that it was against my bias means that I'm gonna have to work a lot harder to get profitable trades when the trade is against my bias. It's better to just go with the bias. You know, if I'm bearish, then I should only be taking shorts. Okay, if I'm bullish, I should only be taking longs for the most part. And if I do decide to take a trade that goes against my bias, then the execution needs to be like damn perfect, right? And I got to tone down the leverage because I was using max leverage on this trade, and it was just an unnecessary loss that could have been avoided had I followed my rules. So what went well today? I did end up catching a sol short that was executed extremely well, and it led to an extremely profitable 388% trade. My BTC bias was correct, and that bearishness continued, although I did not foresee the nuke that happened. Because my BTC bias was correct, I was still able to capitalize on the move. So that's basically what went well today. As of for the sol short, one of the reasons why I took the short is because I noticed that Solana was kind of in this range here from on the Bitcoin pair. You have this up top here, and you have this range down below. So once we put in this wick right here, which corresponded with this right here, once the Bitcoin pair started trading above this high, that's when I was just like, hey, this could be potentially a really good short, right? Up in this area, because if it does turn around here, you have all this space down here. You know, you have all this room for it to fall. So that was kind of my rationalization for why I got in the short in the first place. Luckily, it did go in my favor, and it continued to go in my favor like throughout basically the entire trade. I didn't really experience much downside. And then once the freaking nuke happened, that's when I was just kind of like I was euphoric. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And Bitcoin was absolutely crashing. Like, let me zoom out on a day candle. Like, just look at that candle. It's been a while since we've had some volatility, so to have something so explosive like this, it was just very exciting. So yeah, today was definitely a roller coaster. Which coin was the strongest? So composition was surprisingly strong today. It had a huge nuke, but it was trending up. So composition nuked too, but it was like weird in that it was also trending up weirdly, like through a good portion of the day. Like, to look at this, it's just like trending up until like the nuke happened, and then even right now, composition's doing really good. It's trending up. Which coin was the weakest? XRP was the weakest. It nuked the hardest. Like, look at this. It's just freaking, what is that? Like almost 30% down. So that was crazy. Was my bias correct for my coins of focus? Like, everything was pretty much in alignment with Bitcoin. Comp was a bit of an anomaly. So tomorrow's focus is putting end result images in my spreadsheet, because in my spreadsheet I do a good job of like putting in the image when I take the trade, right? Like, so here's my first Solana, I believe this was my first Solana short, right? But then I don't do as good of a job of putting in like the end result images. So I came in here and I filled them, but that's something I just want to work on, you know, like making sure I actually have the results of my trade. And then also just working more on my execution, you know, stellar execution for trades, because I feel like I have the skill set, I have the knowledge, but I really gotta hone in my discipline and my execution. I think that's what's going to make me successful as a trader. Yeah, another thing I want to bring up really quick are the CVDs post nuke, because that's probably interesting to see or interesting to document. So post nuke, both CVDs were pretty heavily down, as you can see. Both spot and futures was down. You know, as it started, we were starting to get some big liquidations, but price still continued to grind down. And then of course you had that huge sell-off right here at the peak here. This was 44 million liquidations, but there was over like 1 billion in liquidations across the market. And now we're kind of just springing back up here. Looks like there's a healthy spot bid, and futures has been bidding. Right now it looks like futures is kind of tapering off and spot is tapering off, so maybe we'll get a little bit of a pullback here. But yeah, that's kind of what the price action's been like. That's it for today's video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.